Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. First of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Alia Safia binti Shahrizan. I am a year 5 pupil from SK Kampung Kedah. And the code of my school is ABA 3018. My favorite pastime is reading fairy tale stories. Today, I would like to review about one of my favorite books which is entitled My Library of Favorite Fairy Tales. It contains 12 most favorite fairy tales enjoyed by readers of all ages. And published by Tokoh and Young Publication Malaysia Sdn Bhd. It was published in year 2008. The author of this book is Bob Williams. This book consists of 200 pages. I really enjoyed reading this book and I can't wait to share 2 stories from this book which had really touched my heart. The title of the first story is The Ugly Duckling, which is a story of a mother duck whose eggs were hatching, and the last of her baby birds to hatch was larger than the other ducklings. The other birds and the other animals around the farm considered it to be ugly. They mocked him and vilified him. And he left his mother and siblings behind. He encountered some wild geese, and narrowly avoids being killed when hunters turn up with guns and dogs and shoot the geese. The ugly duckling kept wandering until he arrived at the home of an old woman. Here, he wasn't there long before he was teased and abused by the woman's cats and hen. The hen dismissed the ugly duckling's longing to glide upon the water, saying that she, the hen, is cleverer than him, and it's a stupid idea. The ugly duckling left and continued on his way. The ugly duckling saw a flock of swans gliding on the lake and wished to join them, but he was unable to fly. He was delighted and excited, but he couldn't join them for he is too young and couldn't fly. The ugly duckling underwent a harsh winter in a cave, and when spring arrived, he saw a flock of swans gliding on the lake. One day, the miserable duckling had given up on life by this point, and decided to throw himself into the path of a large swan and being killed. So, he cannot be abused and rejected for being ugly anymore. But surprisingly, the swans didn't devour him, but instead welcomed him with open arms as one of their own. Suddenly, the ugly duckling caught sight of his own reflection in the water. He realized he was not an ugly duckling anymore, but a beautiful, elegant swan. Having realized his beauty and found his family, this majestic swan took flight with the flock of swans. Happy at last, never again was he called ugly and never again was he lonely. The best phrase from the essence from this beautiful short story is, don't judge a book by its cover. The moral value of the ugly duckling story is to accept people for their qualities, their value, their friendship, their humility. Do not judge others because of how they look. The title of the second story is Pinocchio. A long time ago, there resided a person called Geppetto. He was old and lived by himself. Geppetto was a carpenter. He loved to create stuff from wood. One day, he decided to make a puppet out of wood. He said, I will make a little boy and I will call him Pinocchio. First, Geppetto made some wooden arms and legs. After that, he made the body. And he included hands and feet. Finally, he makes a little boy's head. Geppetto made Pinocchio's eyes, mouth, nose. After that, he made his ears. Geppetto worked throughout day and night on his wooden puppet. He said to himself, I wish Pinocchio were a little boy. A fairy heard Geppetto's wish and decided to grant his wish and make the wooden puppet came to life. She said to Pinocchio, you must promise to be a good and honest boy. The next day, Geppetto was very happy to hear Pinocchio talk. He loved his wooden son very much. Geppetto smiled. Now you can go to school with the other little children. At school, Pinocchio saw that the other children had real arms and legs. They are not made out of wood. Pinocchio didn't like school as he was different. Every time he didn't like doing his homework. Every time he lied, his nose grew longer. Pinocchio didn't like school because he was different from the other little boys. One day, he was mad and pushed another boy over. His teacher asked, "Did you push him over, Pinocchio?" Pinocchio lied. "It wasn't me." And if Pinocchio lied, his nose grew longer. One day, Pinocchio decided to hide from his teacher. He hid inside a big toy box but couldn't get back out. He shouted, "Somebody, help me!" The fairy appeared. "Why were you hiding, Pinocchio?" Pinocchio started to lie. His nose grew longer and longer. His nose grew long as a tree branch. The fairy said, "Why are you lying?" Pinocchio cried, "I'm sorry. I promise to never lie again." The fairy smiled. "You can see a lie as easy as you can see the nose on your face." The fairy decided to help Pinocchio one last time. Pinocchio came out of the toy box. His teacher asked, "Why were you hiding in the toy box, Pinocchio?" Pinocchio told the truth. "I don't like being different." His teacher smiled. "You can see we are all different from each other, and that's what makes the world an interesting place to live." Excuse me. Pinocchio decided that it wasn't so bad being different. He started to play with the other children too. Pinocchio went home to Geppetto and told him about his new friends at school. The fairy saw how Pinocchio had changed and decided to turn him into a real boy. Geppetto and Pinocchio lived happily ever after. As a conclusion, I would definitely recommend everyone to read this book as there are so many fairy tale stories that give great inspiration for us to never give up on achieving our dreams. Furthermore, we shouldn't judge someone or something based only on what we see on the outside or only on what we perceive without knowing the full situation. As the saying goes, don't judge a book by its cover. Thank you.